I mean, obviously, there's nothing wrong with me. I've never had therapy, so I don't know what I'm talking about. Even though my marriage fell apart, but I'm absolutely fine. Anyway,
your marriage fell apart.
Yeah.
You was married.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
How long for?
4 years.
4 years.
So you had a wedding day,
Yeah.
and like you thought,
Yeah.
all those people I paid for, forget it.
Yeah. But I mean, we got a lot of money for a really good honeymoon, so that was good.
Oh man, I'm sorry. I'm
no,
actually
it's
that's
fine.
just a sad thing.
Yeah.
I'm actually sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry your dad
girlfriend
died. Okay, so.
Oh yeah. That's... Bloody hell.
I am. But I did say that to him.
You said
properly.
it aggressively.
I know, but because I said it to him in real life nicely.
Oh my god, that is so funny. Sorry your dad died.
If you're feeling triggered by any of the issues on today's podcast, then go fuck yourself.
So it's weird because I'm like, I know how racist Britain is.
Yeah.
I always have done.
It is really racist.
It is. Like, I know that. So people pretend it's not.
But if you
it's like,
if you
I
are
know.
racist and you're paying a patron,
then fair play and thank you for your service. So me and JP, as you might know, are season ticket holders of
So if you don't
rival
like
teams.
football or are a gal,
This is the sort of thing. The thing is, though,
it's all tongue in cheek.
yeah, but you're doing it obviously to be silly, right? But there are podcasts.
Someone could clip that up
But
and
there's
say,
podcasts that are like that, and they are very popular.
Mm,
So maybe we should pivot towards like some kind of sexism. What do you think of women?
fit. Not all of them, I must say that.
I think all of them.
There's some atrocious ones out there.
Don't say that. Some atrocious.
2 kids at my school, Dean Griffiths and Dan Brady, were having a game of mercy. They got a bit sort of like testy of each other, and one of them went, well, at least I haven't got 2 dads, and the other one went, at least I know who my dad is, and then they both started crying at the same time.
Oh, wow.
Welcome to Bexley Heath.
I got drugged once.
What?
It was a house party and someone had put it in a girl's drink, but she randomly just went, oh, I'm too drunk. Do you want my drink? And I drank her drink. So it's actually a good thing that I did it. And I wasn't drunk before I had that drink. So that's why I know it wasn't alcohol. I had a girlfriend at the time. I woke up fully clothed and I said to her, I don't really remember what happened last night. And she was a bit annoyed. She goes, you really don't remember? And she went, we did like the most extreme sexual sort of things. And that's why she was annoyed. That's why she was annoyed at me, because I didn't remember. I still to this day don't know what we did.
This is why you should always film
This is quite a dark.
with consent.
Oh, it's so dark, this. You knew who the guy was that did it.
Are you sure this was when you was on Hollyoaks?
Yeah. The girl that gave me the drink, that guy tried to get into her room that night. So he thought she'd had it.
Oh my God.
But luckily, my housemate was staying over just on her floor.
Do you still know the guy? Get in touch if he's got any more gear.
God.
2 men had the worst luck when they stopped to ask cops for directions, unaware that they had a drug sniffer dog. Aaron Reagan and Alan Richards, both 27, pulled over to ask law enforcement how to get to Osage Beach in Missouri last week, when the police officers informed them that they were already in Osage Beach. Once the officer noticed that the pair looked impaired, he got his canine friend to check the car and found 2 grams of methamphetamines.
And they'll be without their meth.
Mm.
That must be tough.
I mean, I've heard it's incredibly Moorish.
Well, yeah, you'd think.
Yeah.
But being locked away and then not being able to have that. Imagine you not being allowed.
No, but it might be the best thing for them.
Imagine
you know what I mean? It could be good for them.
if you weren't allowed
Get them off the
Yorkie,
meth.
If they stopped you having Yorkies,
They're not for girls.
you'd
Do
freak
you remember
out.
when that was the thing?
I remember. It's
Yeah.
mad, isn't it?
No, I liked it.
Bring that back.
I don't, no, not everyone should be able to have everything. It's like, you know, tampons, they're not for guys.
That's what it says on the packaging.
I mean, you could put a little one up your bottom if you wanted to, but I don't see the point.
You could have it for a nosebleed, so they are. People
Or
do-
if there's a big wet in the kitchen,
Excuse me?
you just spilled something, you could use it to soak it up. Like
If there's a big wet in the kitchen,
I'm just saying.
it's like you're 5.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
Final question of Vet the Guest. Question 6. Do you think what was done to Mussolini's body after he died was okay, or should there be dignity even for the most evil of corpses?
I think
You get one of them today for that.
You know what? I'd be honest with you.
Yeah.
I think Mussolini was probably very misunderstood and a great man.
Can I ask what he did?
What he did,
Yeah, what did he do?
as a person.
No, but like, what's his deal? I don't really know about him.
Oh well, Il Duce, brother. This guy, he was Hitler's biggest inspiration.
Oh,
He was, he was kind of like, some would say, the inventor of fascism in a way, like that kind of like new nationalist, anti-immigrant kind of white supremacy thing, and he was getting all the big marches, like those big like rallies that Hitler's famous for. Fucking Mussolini was doing that first.
And what did they do with his corpse?
So they shot him,
Yeah.
and then they left his body in like sort of the town square, and people were just allowed to do whatever to it. Now, does that matter to you? Do you think, or
As in, to me personally?
well, what do you? I mean, does it matter about what you do with a corpse? The most evil of corpses, or
Well, I used to
you used to what?
Well, let me get there, brother. Let me get to where I'm driving. No, you know what? I think once they're dead, hey, do whatever fun is for the people,
Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Wouldn't that be a good way to get us over the death of someone if we could just like dress the
Face
corpse
paint.
up, do some fun things?
I think, Joey, that's a lovely
Put it on
idea.
a roller coaster.
Yeah.
I think that's a good one. And a little picture and your face, but your face is just, everyone else is like, and you're just, that's good fun.
Yeah, that's good fun.
That's a laugh.
Okay.
Yeah. But no, I would say the thing is, once you're dead, you're dead. You're not there. So let's make as many people happy as we can. If that means you have to like fuck his head publicly, if that gives the society some catharsis or relief, then,
The World won the feature called Guest to Impress, and today's episode is called Richard, Spot the Red Top Herring. Okay?
Yeah.
I'm going to give you some red top newspaper headlines, and you have to tell me which ones are the red herring, which ones aren't real.
Okay.
They're
That's a great
all
game.
from the Sunday Sport.
Okay.
First one. I used Marks and Spencer's vine tomatoes as anal beads. Now I'm shitting ketchup. Is that real or a red herring?
Have we started the game?
Yeah, so that's not my problem this week. We've run out of time for my problem. I'll do that next week.
I think just because the first one you would make a real one, I think it's real.
Oh, it's some
He's
deep
clever.
level psychology here.
He's got years in the game.
Years in the game. Well, I wanted to ask you if you think that P. Diddy started the wildfires, because that's the rumour that's going on. But I simply haven't got time for that.
We should have
done
done
my notes
that.
earlier.
Do you think he done it?
I don't.
Have you heard
think
this
I-
conspiracy?
I haven't heard that.
So
particular.
apparently, they want to have checked how many of the people that are caught up in the P. Diddy investigation had their houses burnt down in the
Right.
wildfires.
Okay.
Because they think that because it was human made, that maybe it was started to burn evidence.
Yeah, it seems an elaborate way to go. And,
I mean, if he's done that, he's really elevated himself to like Bond villain.
It's indiscriminate, isn't it? And it's unlikely to definitely hit the ones you want to. Just burn down the houses of the people you want to burn the house down of.
I'm going to do a speech where I'm like, we lost some good ones this year. Gene Hackman.
His
Hey, what do you think about that?
wife. I think it was P. Diddy.
No.
I think the dog did it, and then
So they were both dead.
yeah, and the
dog's
dog.
dead.
Yeah,
One of the dogs was outside and another dog was fine.
I think it was assisted.
He was 95.
As young people say, he was bare old.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if bears live to the age of 95, but I believe that's what
I
that
think so.
means.
I
She's
think-
much younger than him. She's
in
got
her
time to love
60s.
again.
Well, she hasn't. She's dead.
No, but she would have done. 63, you've got all that Gene Hackman money, and you haven't got to help a guy up and down the stairs for it.
Although it's still a mystery of how the woman would have died first, if that's indeed what happened.
But what if she had a heart attack and died, and then
Yeah.
he didn't have anyone to get his pills? He's dropped his pills and died because he's taken the wrong ones, and then the dog's gone. Nom. Well, our sincerest, heartfelt
Anyway, I'll talk
apologies
about that.
go out to Gene Hackman.
Where's home for you?
Home for me is
Can I just say, don't say the exact road, 'cause some of these creeps will come.
Are we talking about a metaphorical home?
It's up-
Can I go
whatever.
metaphorical
Yeah,
with
yeah.
this?
Whatever.
Home for me is the Starbucks that isn't there anymore outside Ealing Broadway Station.
Oh. Sounds slightly tragic, but I'll accept the answer.
What happened to the Starbucks?
They redid the station for the Lizzie line.
Yeah.
It didn't make the cut. I think there's maybe one nearby, but it's not the same.
It's not the same.
I mean, God rest their soul, but that Queen Elizabeth has got a lot to answer for.
Yeah.
God rest her
And she
soul.
never
Thank
will.
you, mate.
She never will. We'll never get those answers.
No. Well, they do in The Crown because there's like the ghost of Diana's on the latest series, isn't she?
Yeah.
Mm.
Do you know that?
What series is going to be
I
the
thought
one
that
about
was
the Elizabeth line?
crazy.
My wife watched. I don't
watch
and she was like, "Yeah, they got the ghost of Diana," and I thought, "Oh no, come on, let's watch."
How
True
are they-
It's a
Detective.
shame because the
Cinematic-
first series was so good.
Cinematically, how are they doing that?
She's
Is she
not
like see-through?
No, she's not translucent. She's not translucent. If I were to do a Ghost of Diana, it would be like 80% opacity.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
100%.
Like
No, I mean,
30% you
100%
can't take
agree,
it
not-
seriously. 80%.
Yeah, you can't see her.
80% is like, okay, you're a ghost. No, she was just there, but it was at a point in the story where she had died.
What does she do? Talk to like Charles, and she's like,
She goes,
"You did your best." How does she talk?
"You never really liked me much, did you? Well, it's good now. I'm gone." Or something like that.
Yeah,
Do you know where I'd have her
brilliant
appear?
show.
In a locket. Like, you'd open a locket and then she'd be in there.
She'd be talking.
Yeah.
in
She'd
there.
come out. Well, the photo would just, the mouth of the photo would just start talking.
Yeah. And then, like, on the big picture on the wall, like the big painting that the royal artist had done, her eyes would just move. And she'd talk.
What would she say?
Roll her eyes.
If she opened the locket and her mouth, like the rest of her face is still, but the lips just start moving like this, what would she say?
Help! I'm in pain. The sockets switch thing keeps tripping, and we can't find what it is. And basically, I think the whole thing's just broken, the whole flat. And the landlord's like, "Well, if it's one of your things, then you're going to be charged for the electrician." And my wife's like worried now. She's like, "Oh, but it can't be." And I'm like, "It's not though. It's clearly a problem."
So what are you?
It couldn't be your thing.
What are
could
you?
it?
Are you
I
like
think so.
doing like illegal growing in your flat? Is that what's happening?
Well, yeah,
Yeah, right.
but I don't see how that's relevant.
Well, because of all the lights, the incubating lights. Is that how it works?
Yeah.
You
It's
know,
hot in there.
You know when they? That's why you've got a ground floor flat. Because when the helicopter flies over, they can't see the heat
Yeah.
That's a good
through,
point.
if you're on the ground floor. But I'm going to grass you up.
There you go.
Is that a pun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Did
It's
a
taken about 50 episodes, but you did a pun.
Sorry, what is the
How
question?
do I calm the wife down and be like, "Look, it's fine."
You know,
Firstly,
in work, if you're from a working class background like me,
I am.
you'd get hold of her, give her a slap, and say, "Stop being hysterical."
You can't say that.
No, obviously, I wouldn't do
But
that.
can we even have that in the episode?
I'm obviously joking. As long as we don't put it out of context, yeah.
Of course we're going to put it out of context. I'm going to put that on my Instagram.
Okay.
Just that bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's clippable.
And then cut to you admitting to all your crimes. An XL bully escaped from this woman's house. It tried to attack her. It's her XL bully. Tried to attack her, escaped, ended up in a playground of a school, and police turned up. Police turned up and shot it. Right? It's not funny. And I said they didn't have to shoot it.
Yeah.
I said throw like a big net on it. I said you don't have to shoot it. I said they didn't have to shoot Raoul Moat. And you laughed a lot and wrote it down.
Because in my mind, for anybody that doesn't know, is too young or whatever, doesn't know who Raoul Moat is. Raoul Moat is Gaza, Paul Gascoigne's mate. I don't know how they became mates.
No idea.
I'm going to look it up in a minute when you're next talking. They became mates and they'd gone fishing and then for some reason he got shot by the
that's
police.
That's not what happened. You think that's the story? He went fishing with Gaza and got shot by the police. I won't go into too much detail because it's kind of horrible, but basically this guy went on a bit of a violent spree and then he went on the run from the police. And the whole time he was calling the police, like threatening them and stuff. It was mad. And then eventually he was in a standoff
If you haven't
with
got
them.
time to look up what he looks like, I'm just going to kind of explain him to you. He looks a bit like...
An XL bully.
He does look very much like an XL bully. He looks like if you got Paul Scholes and stretched his face sideways. Like,
Yeah.
and also a bit like Brock Lesnar, the terrifying wrestler
I
and
see that.
UFC fighter.
Yeah, that's accurate.
Yeah. Now, what did he do? Did he kill people?
Yeah, or maybe he killed one person and then he nearly
Oh.
killed another. I'm not going into detail
yeah,
on
yeah,
purpose
yeah.
because it's not very nice,
Yeah.
right? Obviously. And then he ended up in a standoff where he was like in the woods or something.
But
weird.
wasn't Gaza with him?
No,
Oh,
Gaza's in the story because Gaza turned right. This is true, by the way. As it was all going on,
yeah.
Gaza turned up to the police station
Yeah.
with some food and
For
stuff for Raoul.
To like
for
bait
Raoul
him
Mudd.
out.
Yeah, I don't know. And that was the story, and everyone was like, "This has happened."
See, now in my mind, when you're telling that story to me, I'm thinking that Raoul Moat is running around a school playground and they chucked a net on him.
They could have done that.
Set fire
at
to an
Reading.
oil well. That'll
Pardon?
stop oil. Set fire to an oil well.
Does
You
that
thought about
stop the oil?
Yep.
It makes
No more oil
but
there.
Doesn't it make more? Doesn't that do more damage?
It's
the-
very
the
sustainable.
fumes?
I'm not an environmentalist.
Oh,
I just know how to cause destruction. Set fire to the flammable thing. Joey, haven't you got a bomb?
can you get?
Let's go stop some oil.
I think this is going to get demonetized.
Do you
No,
think-
no, this isn't demonetized because we've only sworn twice.
You get
Oh, no.
demoralised.
If this is on YouTube, you're absolutely allowed to completely threaten people and racially vilify them and attack them for their identity. Just don't swear. That's very offensive.
Well, Joey was going to do a thing about how he thinks the vaccine has killed a lot of people.
Oh yeah, get into it. No, that'll get your thing actually
No.
monetized. They'll give you
What-
extra money for that.
No, what I was actually going to say was, you know, the vaccine.
Yeah.
When they give it to you, it actually makes you feel a bit sick for a while.
What?
Makes you feel
My
it.
arm hurt.
It genuinely
Outrageous.
makes you feel like you've got COVID
Outrageous.
for a little bit.
What?
Can you still get the vaccine? Is it still a thing?
There's boosters going on.
Boosters.
I've told this story a bunch of times, but I was at Euston train station and this woman came up to me and she went, "Hey, yeah, you know, just so you know, like I've kicked heroin and, you know, can you like give me some money?" And I was like, "Oh, that's an incredible journey." And then we just got talking. And then I just went, "Yeah, I've had a vaccination." And I just went, "Oh, I think they're kind of a bit more-ish," because I was really enjoying not having COVID. And she looked at me and she went, "Yeah, but you don't know what's in it." And I was sort of like, "You're a heroin addict. Don't be doing this."
She might have had a good dealer and she knew exactly what was in it.
She had pure heroin, and who
Oh,
knows
pure heroin.
what you had, mate. You're
Oh.
AstraZeneca,
Nah.
and you're going to be a zombie.
I had the
That's
Dolly
what-
Parton
That's
one.
what people are saying.
Are they? These
genuinely.
people you describe. Who
I
are these people?
have a look every now and then
Yeah.
at Matt Letizia, former Premier League brilliant footballer.
He took a good free kick.
To the head,
so
by the
good.
sounds of it.
Do you go often to Amsterdam?
That was my first time. Only
Really?
been once, but I want to go back.
Oh, we went recently, me and the wife.
Yeah.
And yeah, don't talk about what you do there usually, but we smoked crack cocaine.
I knew you'd changed. I knew something had gone horribly wrong in your life.
It's beautiful though, isn't it, Amsterdam?
Like I was saying earlier, please do subscribe to the Patreon because it helps Bilal with his habits.
It's expensive.
Also, if you're a bit hard up at the moment because you are spending all your money on crack cocaine in Amsterdam, then don't worry. You can help us without spending money by rating and subscribing. It's so easy to do and it really helps us
Oh, yeah.
get high caliber guests like Beck Hill.
That sounded sarcastic.
No, it wasn't sarcastic. I was just going to then do a joke about Lauren Hill and then I couldn't be bothered.
Do we talk about your problem?
Yeah, okay, we haven't, but we can do. Do you want to know what it is?
Yeah.
Because I don't literally, this is the best I've ever felt, right? Am I going to give up drinking for good and become really boring?
Mate, it's not boring.
You were boring before when you were drinking.
Yes.
No, I was making all sorts of stuff happen. The road cones I've stolen.
Yeah, the crime has been an issue, hasn't it?
I knocked over one person once when I was drink driving, but other than that.
There's nothing wrong with stopping.
Yeah.
Loads of people are sober now.
I thought you meant stopping the car.
Oh no, yeah, no. Keep going.
I got the hair and the blood out of the front bumper. It's fine.
Oh.
They'll never catch me.